Demerel at 7'1", leaping against the 6'9" Elijah Price. The Lopes have it, and we are underway in Game 2 of this quarterfinal round of the Mountain West Tournament.
Grand Canyon is going to play at a slower pace. They try to get Demerel and Owusu-Anane involved early, but push comes to shove. Makai Williams and Henley are going to be the guys.
Long two is true for the aforementioned Makai Williams. He is their second leading scorer. Nevada looking for a response. Tayshawn Comer, their point man. Facilitating Elijah Price. High kiss make that nearly went over the backboard.
I expect a lot of Nevada's actions early is to put Demerel in pick and rolls. He's enormous, but his lateral movement isn't great, especially in pick and roll situations.
Williams another long two, and that one misses. So here comes Nevada that shines on the fast break. One of the best in the Mountain West in that regard. Camper getting a look. Comer cuts into the corner. Quick load, the lefty three. Von Weems misses. Lopes on the run. Williams fire, cutting. Owusu-Anane.
He's been kind of an unsung hero, averages right around 9 points, 8 rebounds per game, but he's willing to do all the things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet.
Perimeter passing for Nevada. They run a lot of motion. Longtime consigliere of Steve Alford, his best friend since 3rd grade. Craig Neal, the man known as Noodles, dials up that offense. Comer, an air ball out of bounds.
Transition opportunity for Grand Canyon. Owusu-Anane, the finish.
He had missed all of last year at Brown. A shoulder injury suffered in the very first practice of the season. Said he had some bad habits the end of the road. He's been far cleaner the last couple of months. Out of the corner, showing the three ball. Misfire. One weak side by Camper. Comer looking for his big in the middle.
For anybody following this league, you know over the years San Diego State has been the standard on the defensive end of the floor, but this year Grand Canyon's metrics in Ken Palm defensively are better than San Diego State.
And there is a takeaway, drain of the lane by Demerel. And one of the best in the country in that regard. Broken dribble by Williams and whistle.
Coast Conference, when Gonzaga decided to move to the newly revamped Pac-12, it opened up an opportunity to come to the Mountain West. It's been a terrific addition this season.
Able to accelerate that. That's part of why you see the jagged records for some of the Mountain West teams in terms of games played. Von Weems looking for Price. That's tipped by the length of the massive 7'1" F.A. Demerel.
He's got to be careful, though. He pushed that catch out, so even if Price caught it, he's going to be 17, 18 feet away. You can't pick up fouls in that situation going to knock it away. That time he got away with it.
And Nevada loves to get the ball in the paint. Comer. 4 to shoot. Comer has to hoist, rejected! And a shot clock violation. Possession exchange had not taken place yet.
He is just a massive presence on that low block. Comes over from the weak side, quick reaction. Comer tried to put it up off the top of the backboard. Didn't matter. Demerel went and got it.
So Grand Canyon walks it up. Brian Moore Jr. coming off what his head coach called his best all-around game of the year Saturday against Fresno State. Out of bounds.
Going to see a heavy dose of that right there for Grand Canyon. Jaden Henley will get a number of different opportunities at the top of the key. They disguise how to get him there in different actions, but he is a terrific isolation player who can get downhill, put a ton of foul pressure on him.
There is Henley wide open for three. Got it! Rattles it in.
And when he can get going from three, it really opens things up for him. Only averages 1 made 3 per game on the year. That's not his strength, but that's a good sign for GCU early.
7-0 run, extended pressure from the Lopes, and a whistle off ball.
able to get by. They're heavy in the gaps so that you don't get a clean look.
Lob entry. When we asked Bryce Drew, when your team is playing its best, what do you look like? The first thing he talked about was defense and ball pressure. That surprised you.
It absolutely did. He was a shooter, a scorer at the college level. I thought that he would have gravitated towards shooting or something on the offensive end.
Camper gets his first bucket, Nevada's top scorer.
But I was able to call a couple GCU games earlier this year, and going through practice, the shoot around, watching them in person, it's absolutely true. If you don't defend, you're not going to get a lot of minutes. If you defend at a high level, you will have freedom on the offensive end.
Williams trying to knock it out.
It's been there. Nevada will clean it up. As you mentioned, under 10 turnovers per game on the year. That's something they've been special at throughout this season.
Ryan Moore on the pound as they run offense. Owusu-Anane. The bounce, Demerel, double comes. 7 to shoot, cut closer. Demerel, reverse rejected. Lowry swats it, 3 on the timer.
You know what the interior of Nevada lacks compared to GCU's front court? They make up for it in athleticism and reaction.
Demerel needs to put it up. Shot clock violation. How can that happen with 3 seconds on the inbound?
Have to understand that you've got probably, as a big on a catch in that situation, one dribble and it's got to go quick to the rim. No time for a dribble spin and a pump fake.
Well, Nevada, Camper screen, second screen from Price. Feed the big, couldn't handle. Owusu-Anane, the funnel forward.
Missed opportunity for Price. Usually he's able to corral those and finish. He's got great hands for a big.
4 out, 1 in. Henley off the up fake, holding that pivot, falling away. Air ball. Let's go to Evan.
Well, guys, the subtext of this game, the two head coaches, Bryce Drew and Steve Alford, the roots and the ties go way back to Indiana, the early 90s. Obviously, Steve Alford, a legend there. And Bryce Drew had his All-American workout tape growing up. The relationship has carried through. Bryce Drew actually called him when he was in the NBA to ask when it was time to wrap it up.
Focus of being a great shooter.
They were just the second 13 seed to go that far in the big dance. Tip ball claimed by Nevada. We haven't really felt the rhythm of the motion offense from Nevada yet.
And it's going to be hard to get to it. I mean, that's indicative of how much pressure GCU puts on you. Whether you're going to screen, take a shot, make a pass or a cut, you have to be decisive.
Out of bounds, coming off a career-high 17, 5 threes against Fresno State. And coach's nephew, Caleb Shaw, the son of top assistant Casey Shaw, who only just came back Saturday for his first action in weeks.
This is a couple weeks with a foot injury. It allowed Stromer to get even more comfortable. He was inconsistent shooting the basketball, but he's been shooting it much better as of late.
Weaves into Shaw, off iron, weak side, won by the other sub in Stromer. Williams, 3-ball on high, no. Shaw tips the ball, trapped by Nevada. Now Rollison up the floor. It was Rollison who got hacked in the act of the critical 3 to force free basketball, the only other matchup this season. Camper's been quiet, falling away, no. What a unit size-wise that Grand Canyon is out there with now the 7'2" Dennis Evans joining the fray.
Yeah, they replaced 7-1 with 7-2. Not many teams in any league, let alone the Mountain West, are able to do that.
Oh, rejected on the dunk try. Williams denied on the doorstep. Second.
It may have, and that's why, a lot of coaches are hesitant to call a timeout or challenge early in a game unless it is a monumental play or a team is on a big run.
Foul off ball. Looks like Nana Owusu-Anane. That is his first. He was a part of a big upset when he was at Brown a couple of years ago when they took down the 1-seed Princeton in Ivy Madness. Victor of this takes on the 1-seed Utah State. Camper trying to get going. Rollison floats it up, rattles it in. That's the first Nevada bucket in 3.5 minutes. Now it's Grand Canyon, which has missed 8 of its last 9 from the field. Into the corner, Stromer, quick load, misses. Weak side Price.
Look down at his feet upon the catch, making sure he's behind that three-point line.
Robinson, bad brick. Here comes Caleb Shaw, whose pops was a big in the league for a bit with the Sixers, longtime pro. Shaw on the drive, aggressive take.
With him missing those 11 games, they lost a little bit of their spark, their emotional leadership. He is one of those guys that's completely focused on what do I need to do to put my team in a position to win.
Multiple subs, both teams lying wait at the table. Camper trying to get cooking, defended by Stromer. Almost rating, misses. Now numbers for Grand Canyon if they push. Lob to the big man, two-hand jam, Dennis Evans.
Well, he jumped, but I don't know if he needed to on that dunk attempt.
His standing reach is 9'8".
Unbelievable.
So even with my-ups, he can get above the rim. Amir Robinson. 10 to shoot. Picked up by Makai Williams, 5 to shoot. Off the screen, Robinson. Feed Armo trading, and one. Going back to the WAC times. They've won 3 straight conference postseason tournaments. Another miss, and he gets the rebound off a tip, goes to the rim off the up fake. Feed the Connor White, dunks it home. Over Demerel.
What a cut and finish there from Peyton White. Son of a coach. There's just some things that players whose dad were coaches understand. Timing, spacing are 2 of them.
More for 3. That's what Bryce Drew told Evan his lobes needed.
Only the second made 3 here. He's a guy that can get it going.
Bailey had a window to Weems. Bailey drives. Baseline J was altered en route. Here comes Enlund. Driving end line. Wraparound corner. Extra pass. Extra. 3 more. Yes! The prettiest passing of the game for Grand Canyon.
I love that. Extra pass to the open shooter.
I think we need some free gum. 6-0 run for Grand Canyon. Comer coughs it up. Henley steaming sideline. Moore wants it corner stripped. Out of bounds.
Columbia River from Portland.
A couple of points at the line for Nevada. Here comes Grand Canyon. Year 1 of the Mountain West for the Lopes. Nevada, longtime mainstay. Williams for 3. Rainbow.
Camper lost track of Makai Williams. Just needed a sliver of an opening to let that fly. Grand Canyon playing with a lot of confidence now.
Camper is Nevada's top scorer. He has taken 2 shots. He has 2 points. Price driving on Demerel. That was altered by his length. Chin and spin, low ball. Makai Williams kick. Owusu-Anane in and out. Here comes Camper. He's been eerily quiet. Price, he feels the double. Kick to Camper, off the up fake, astride aside, got it.
He needed that one, but great patience on the catch. Makai Williams doubles down on the recovery, flies by. Patience in the knockdown 3 from Camper.
First made triple for the Wolfpack. Dangerous lob, tipped and taken away. The push forward, tipped and stolen back. Henley, Euro, foul. He drove on Price.
Armor trading, because Armor trading doesn't have the offensive firepower that Price does.
Henley joins 2 teammates. 3 Lopes have 7 points apiece. No Wolfpack player more than 5. Comer misses. Tough shot.
That's what GCU wants to do. Force you into contested twos.
Oh, coast to coast and make it 7. Middle schoolers everywhere rejoice.
Let's not start that trend again.
Ryan Moore Jr. Henley on the bench under 5. Snaps to Williams. Quick close by Rollison. Williams down the heart of the lane. Great lead for Evans. Wow!
Terrific pass. Evans, the recipient once again. Just has to jump over a phone book to finish that one.
To the table, Chuck Bailey III ready to sub. Camper feeling it. Heating up.
He does such a good job moving without the basketball. That time comes across the baseline, gets a screen, gets his feet set.
First Wolfpack man, first man of the game, period, at double figures. Kai Williams. Owusu-Anane, point blank. Will Price returned before the break. Went to the bench with 2 fouls at the 5:28 mark. Camper off the spin, contested hit. Wow, he is really good.
What a shot. I mean, that was great defense from GCU. Trailing him on the pick and roll, taking away the catch and shoot, and then walling up on the termination of the dribble. That's just better offense.
Evans, free throw line jumper, rattles away. Nearly ripped it back, but
with the fact that Nevada's now cut this to 6, I wouldn't expect to see Elijah Price back in here in this first half. Too valuable is he to their attack to allow him to pick up his 3rd.
Sean Stromer getting time to shine. Kai Williams. Up fake, not duping his defender, 9 to shoot. Oh, able to slide in underneath. Nevada's got the miss. Camper wants it in transition. He's lurking in that right corner.
They do a great job setting off-ball screens for him. Look for him to get an opportunity here.
Poked out of bounds by Makai Williams.
And that's a lost art in college basketball. The pick and roll has become so prevalent that you don't see a lot of players understanding how to move without the basketball. Corey Camper does a really good job setting his defender up, getting into correct spacing, or using screens.
Arnold trading play with 2 fouls over Demerell. Camper trying to clean it up, stepped out of bounds. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Adam Zucker, rest of the crew will get you caught up on the latest and greatest news, scores, and highlights in college basketball. Head your way on AT&T at the half. Well, each team has a timeout used. Grand Canyon's came due to an unsuccessful challenge. So no use it or lose it on either side. Owusu-Anane leaving to Williams. Nice.
Demerell doesn't get an assist, but he could if they gave you assists for screens. That time cleared out space, allowing Williams to get all the way to the front of the rim.
You can feel at times as their guards probe, they're almost using his space like a gravitational force. Rollison hits.
Oh, that's a great point, John. He does a good job of ducking in to create post-up opportunities, but then also occupying the defense when there's dribble opportunities for his guards.
Shaw surveys. Stroller on the cut. Battling Bailey. Jump give, 10 to shoot. Williams establishes dribble, 7 to shoot. Owusu-Anane wanted it, put up, and then what a tip. Stromer right there.
Opportunistic on the offensive glass is Dusty Stromer there. Wasn't blocked out, find a way to create extra opportunities in March.
Bryce Drew clapping. Heavily invested, a pensive watch by Steve Alford, arms crossed. Rollison, a prayer, answered.
He tried to just draw a foul and then threw it up at the front of the rim. Ended up hitting back iron and dropped through. He was the hero in the game in Nevada earlier this year, made 3 free throws to send it to overtime.
Back to the action a second ago. So kept Bryce Drew up for months since. Williams, 9 to shoot. Shaw, 5 to shoot. A coach's son, 2 to shoot. Puts it up. Banker miss. Save by Nevada.
Bryce Drew asking for a foul on that possession, but it's hard to bail out an offensive player when they take about 12 dribbles and don't get anywhere.
3-second differential. Are you holding?
I think you just play it out normal. First good shot that presents itself.
Rollison driving. Offensive foul. 4 on the year, first team all-league man, 12 points on an efficient 4 of 5 shooting, but he was without a major running mate. Elijah Price sat for the last 5.5 minutes of the first with 2 fouls.
Yeah, Price is a guy who can really impact the game. 10 double-doubles on the season. Find ways to get Camper and Price going together would be a good sign for Nevada.
Right there. It's the screen by Price that springs Camper. Damn, that might have been the best offense they've run all game.
It was the most fluid offense they've run. Price, a great screen on the flare to free up Camper.
Only a 3-point game. Grand Canyon has not known a deficit, but it's a 1-possession affair. Henley, the tough long 2-1 through. Brief tie-up, loose ball squirts to Nevada. Comer wants it weak side. He's begging for the balls from Camper. Snap to him. Off the jab step, he drives, lefty, makes it.
Just like that, we've got a 1-point game. I know it's 2 possessions in, but the sense of urgency, you can feel it from Nevada. Much crisper and cleaner on the offensive end of the floor.
And a bump as Moore gets hit. Camper locked and loaded.
Another look at that initial play coming out of the halftime break. Flare screen from Elijah Price, freeing up Camper before Comer keeps it in his left the entire time.
Comer just slapped with that last foul, his first. He's on ball here against Brian Moore. Brian Moore Jr., a strong shooter. His hamstring had him sidelined against Nevada in the overtime loss. Oh, the clean strip by Comer. Nevada seeking the lead. The first advantage of the game for the Wolfpack.
7-0 run in the first minute and a half or so. Bryce Drew wants to talk things over.
Timeout, Grand Canyon.
Started 10 games this year. Has had some injury issues as well, where he's missed a number of games. But another big body Nevada can throw at Demerol.
Here's Demerol against Armo Trading. Help Lang and Wade. Ball on the deck. Trying to playground it. Granted the lane giveaway. Nevada took the lead on the drive by Weems, who leaves for Comer. Movement off the ball. Comer hang and miss. Camper snatches the rebound. Establishes dribble, pummeled and fouled. Score in the game so far. Game high 16. No Lopez, more than 9.
And this coming off the first matchup where Camper really struggled. 30 of 13 from the field, where he only finished with 8 points.
Henley's been quiet. He had 2 with 5 to go in the first. Williams on high, misses. Demerol has it knocked away by Comer. Clean take. Comer sees a seam, goes right to the rim, rejected in transition. Makai Williams. Henley other end, shields, misses, foul. Bodies fly. Solid, but not nearly as spectacular. 76% this year.
The nature of college basketball, though, at his 4th school now, Minnesota, DePaul, UNLV, and now Grand Canyon. I know Bryce Drew's glad to have him.
Williams, multiple jab steps. Up fake, up fake. Moore, deep 3. Makai Williams in and out. Pinballs, saved by Nevada. Take it away, Henley. Lost the jam in transition. Regulation on Tyler Rollison to the act of a 3. That opened the door. 3 free throw makes. It came with 1 second left. And then Nevada forced overtime and took the game to Reno. Tied at 42. Still the relative infancy of the second half. 3 ball, Camper, air ball. What a box weak side, and Grand Canyon's got it. They haven't hit a field goal in over 5 minutes. Williams on the spin, leads, and a hammer hit us. So they've gone forever without a field goal. They're missing a ton of shots at the stripe, and yet it's tied at 42. Who can hit buckets? Weaves on the spin, contested, roll away. Demerol has it. Off the crossover. The first bucket since the break. Rattles in for more. Foul concern for the Wolfpack. 2 men with 3 apiece. Price, the most impactful man in foul concern. Camper behind the Armo trading screen. Double, trying to fight through. Lowry thought about loading up. Drives, leads, got it 2 on the time.
Credit Camper, though, on that possession. They're trying to find ways to get him open off double screens along that baseline. Had a sliver of an opening to take a shot, didn't force it. Skipped it to Lowry, who eventually is able to finish.
Henley, bounce to Williams. Aggressive drive, slips, lost the ball. Sent to the other, still with a free throw. 3-point buffer for the Wolfpack. Hand signals from all the Nevada coaches for their defense.
Nevada now to a zone. They don't play a lot of zone. But with foul trouble, you got to take a look at what might give you a better opportunity to sneak a few minutes of rest.
They go right to the middle. Owusu-Anane gets the bucket. Can feel Nevada taking a bit of a breath here. Rollison. This has come with Price on the bench since the 18-21 mark with his third. After he sat the last 5.5 of the first. Camper. That was probably tipped. Owusu-Anane has it. Henley. Moore with the chin-high pound. Behind the back. Kick wing. Owusu-Anane, defender down, rejected. Count it.
Good call by the official.
Grand Canyon rotating bigs. Demerol gets a breather. 7-2 Dennis Evans is in. A 1-point game. The winner takes on the 1 seed Utah State in our first semifinal tomorrow. Lowry off the fake. Trying to wrap around. Somehow Armo trading, and he's fouled.
To play that style defensively for an entire game.
Appreciate that. And yeah, he had also said that's part of the influence in how they practiced with that extra time. Had the bye, had not played since Saturday. Intense but briefer action of practice. Off iron miss. Rollison up the floor. Jariah Coleman is back in. Backdoor look. Nearly saved, but tipped by Weems, sideline out of bounds.
Point guards taking care of the basketball has been an issue today for Nevada. Comer with 5 turnovers, that's now 2 on Rollison. Terminates his dribble in the key, pivots to create a space, but even if he delivered it to Weems, there wasn't much he was going to be able to do with it there.
Grand Canyon just 8 points since halftime. Price is at the table to sub for Nevada. Stromer, lead for his big at Evans. Double comes. Over the double, misses. Lowry. Now a dead ball means immediate. Craig Neal calling out the offense. Off the block. Weaves, reverse, he's fouled. So we're seeing more of the core players for this Grand Canyon club. First year in the Mountain West, largest lead for Nevada. Henley, got it. Can the new kids come back?
Only his second made field goal. He's done a great job getting himself to the free throw line, but a little stop, head fake, creates some extra space.
Camper now lies in wait at the table. Price off the up fake. Great backdoor cut and a hard stumble. They're converting at the line. 4-point lead once more for the Wolfpack. Grand Canyon led this game for almost 22 minutes. Nevada for only 5.5. Moore driving on Robinson. Forced to curl back. Henley. Head down on Weems. Owusu-Anane on high. Got it!
Just a little bit of an overhelp from Price. In help and defensive rotation allows Owusu-Anane just enough room to knock down the three.
He now has 11, the third lope in double figures. Rollison. And it's high up. We'll get a jump ball. Send it the other way.
Rice goes to help. Anane gets into the correct spacing and in the vision of Henley, knocks it down, his first triple of the evening.
He's a man known more for rebounding. He's an efficient shooter, but not a volume part of his game. Henley behind a hard screen by Demery. Owusu-Anane fouled by Price. That's going to be his fourth. So 1-and-1 to come. Bonus free throws. They have missed 8 of 11 free throws since halftime.
If they go on to lose this game, they're going to look at missed opportunities here to start the second half from the free throw line.
See the foul concern. Price with very limited minutes. He's had foul issues most of the game. Camper's been quiet, hadn't been on the bench. Oh, great steal. Poked away by Henley. Surges to the rim. Changes to the left hand. Grand Canyon's first lead since it was 48-47. Our 6th lead change of this overall tight game. Now the ball getting stagnant for Nevada. Can Camper be a solution? Bumped. Finishes.
Well, it's stagnant because they're trying to find ways to get Camper the ball. GCU a great job on those baseline stagger screens. He couldn't get free until deeper into the shot clock.
Grand Canyon's getting hot, hitting 6 of 8 from the field. Their struggles at the stripe, buoyed by their finishes at the rim. Demery misses. And a foul. Was a bit limited.
Yeah, Comer defensively, he's going to give you a tremendous effort. He's a 3rd leading scorer on the season. Struggled in both of the matchups against GCU tonight, only 1 of 6. He's got 5 turnovers. Nevada back in the zone. Again, they don't play a lot of zone, but sometimes coming out of timeout, you just change things up, alter the rhythm of your opponent.
Owusu-Anane darting end line. Demery good up fake. The 3rd
as well.
Demery snaps twine twice. 1-point game. The first and only other matchup this year between these teams went to overtime. Comer driving on Williams. Weems saves that ball. Camper's got 21 to lead the way. Now he's got the ball, 7 to shoot. Driving, switches right hand, missed. Tipped by Demery, ripped by Henley. On the run, shielding, has it knocked free. Owusu-Anane tried to save it. Hold your beverage. Sideline. Grand Canyon has had at the line. Nevada has been nails. Henley has not fouled out once all year. Williams. Contested by Camper, hit it. Double fist from Bryce Drew, animated coaching.
GCU now in his zone. Find the soft spot, whether it's the nail, camper, or runner along the baseline has been a lot of their activity against man, but you can also do it against zone.
Rollison. Lowry. Backdoor. Weaves reverse. Rattles in. Oh, what a cut. What a pass.
He has really stepped up now. 16 points. 10 of 11 from the free throw line, but another terrific cut to create an opportunity.
Henley. Low two is true. He's got 18.
That's just knowing your game. Not much of a three-point shooter, but when he gets the defender on his hip, angle drive, keep him on his hip, bump to space, and knock it down.
Lowry for three. Zone buster. Timeout, Nevada. It looks like he'll remain on the bench here. He's hardly played since 5 minutes to go in the first. And Grand Canyon, Henley is still out there playing with four. He picked up his fourth at the 6:47 mark. He's their leading scorer. Williams. Loose ball, pin balls to Lowry.
Camper not giving up on the play, pokes it away from behind.
Rollison surveys the defense. Armo trading in with four. Camper short, thought he got hit. I mean, both teams are begging for calls.
We're used to the whistle being blown tonight. Each team has shot near 30 free throws.
Henley, no look. Perhaps he should have. Gave it away to Lowry. There's that man again. And you can feel Nevada a little more deliberate here. Weaves has been the Robin to Camper's Batman in this quarterfinal. Hard contact off ball, whistle and foul on Williams.
What your strategy is.
Conference newcomer Grand Canyon, longtime stalwart Nevada. Lob to Demerel, off the pause bucket.
Terrific set there. Grand Canyon completely clears out the weak side. Demerel is fronted by Price, and then he does not want to pick up his fifth foul.
How can Price help Nevada offensively?
Well, in this situation, you're screening, making sure you're set to free up Camper. Go to the offensive glass, but don't be overboard and put yourself in a position.
The rest of the team has missed 2 total in 27 attempts. And it rattles loose. Here comes Grand Canyon. Winners in 9 straight conference tournament games going back to their RAC days. Now year 1 in the Mountain West.
4-guard lineup now for GCU. Expect a lot of pick and rolls with Owusu-Anane.
Williams stepping back. Oh, wow. Gutsy bucket. One-point game. Price screen. Rollison hold. Camper trying to cut. Price spins into contact. A foul on. Week continues here on CBS Sports Network. 1 of 2. Price the board. 2.5 to go. What do you want here?
I expect Camper to run off a number of screens along the baseline. You got to be aware of Weems, who's been great cutting off the ball as well, but Price is active on the offensive glass, so you got to make sure you finish the possession.
Camper free briefly for Moore. He tried to smother a man-to-man, set the shoot. Rollison behind the back, tough two, miss. Grand Canyon ball down to Deuce.
And that's what GCU wanted to do. Make someone other than Corey Camper try and make a play. Rollison, who's played fairly well tonight, isn't as comfortable in those late game situations as Camper is.
Grand Canyon hasn't led since it was 56-55. 9:20 to go in the half. A foul.
consistently make free throws.
And a big part of it in that game, and that's a great point, Evan, is how tired they were. They had 3 men play 43 or more minutes. The 5 starters all played 37 minutes.
Big time knowing that Nevada is playing their second game in 2 nights, even though they didn't have starters play extended minutes against Air Force yesterday.
Comer was subbed in. 10 on the timer. Runners everywhere. Camper comes to it. Driving by Moore, explodes and finishes. Could have come down to Camper versus Henley. As you documented in the open, they have been the stars. Crossover, Price playing with 4 fouls. He falls down, saved near the sideline by Stromer. They give it away. 1 minute.
Terrific switch there from Price on the pick and roll up top, not picking up his 5th foul as Henley attacked.
You're playing this straight, right?
I think so. I think you play this straight. You're not in a foul possession game just yet. If you get a stop, push, and look for a quick opportunity.
Looking for a 2-possession lead. Kick corner, Lowry! No! Price had it, hit and foul. That'll be 2 free throws. Owusu-Anane's got 3.
Camper is, again, a multiple level scorer.
The one he's needed most so far. Here comes Grand Canyon, down 2 possessions, 7-second differential. Williams needs quick offense. Squirts corner, out of bounds, Nevada ball! Now you gotta steal and then foul if you don't get it, right?
Yeah, you gotta go for a steal quick. If you don't get it on the first pass, or maybe the first or second dribble, you've got to foul. The way the game has been called, that looked like an awful lot of contact, but Williams also trying to sell it in that situation.
Camper surrounded, hounded, dribbles through, 26 seconds. Comer across. They're trying to give the foul. And now the whistle, 21.8.